Have you ever felt like walking on eggshells around someone? Constantly second guessing yourself, or even wondering if you're losing your mind? If so, you might be caught in a narcissist psychological trap. Narcissists are pros in manipulating others, and they use subtle but powerful tactics to control their victims. These mind games can leave you feeling confused, powerless, and questioning your worth. But don't worry, you're not alone. These traps could be spotted and avoided. Today, we break down some of the most common psychological tricks narcissists use so you can recognize them and protect yourself from falling into their control. Are you ready? Number one, denying reality. Narcissists tend to make you doubt your memory insanity to control your mind. For example, you recall a hurtful argument but they deny it ever happened or just twist the story to blame you. This form of gaslighting aims to make you question yourself and rely on their version of offense sometimes. It's subtle, like saying you're being too sensitive, which can slowly erode your confidence over time. This constant rewriting of reality leaves you unsure of what's real and what's walking on eggshells. This is a form of eraser that invalidates your experiences to protect yourself. Hence, trust your instincts and seek support to stay grounded in your truth. Number two, guilt tripping. Narcissists have a knack for making their victims feel responsible for their unhappiness. They may manipulate the situation by saying, "If you cared about me, you would have done this differently," subtly shifting the blame onto you. This tactic not only creates confusion but also erodes your sense of self-worth. This behavior fosters a toxic dynamic where guilt becomes a tool for control over time. This relentless emotional manipulation makes you question your actions, boundaries, and even your right to search your needs. It's like walking on eggshells. Unsure will set them off. Next, as the guilt deepens, it often leads to cycles of shame and self-blame. When guilt is weaponized, it traps people in a pattern of negative self-perception, making them feel like they are never doing enough. Narcissists thrive on this spark constantly, shifting responsibility for their happiness onto others, especially their victims. The truth, however, is that their happiness is never your responsibility, no matter how skillfully they try to convince you otherwise. Recognizing this is the first step to reclaiming your boundaries and emotional well-being. Number three, hot and cold behavior. Narcissists often create a confusing emotional roller coaster by alternating between kindness and cruelty. This back and forth behavior is a classic manipulation tactic that keeps their victims on edge. One moment they may shower you with love, attention, compliments, making you feel valued. The next, they can suddenly turn cold, distant, or even cruel, leaving you wondering what went wrong. This inconsistency can make knowing where you stand in the relationship complicated. You are constantly trying to figure out how to please them or avoid their wrath. Narcissists play manipulative hot and cold games to keep their victims guessing and emotionally dependent. This push and pull dynamic can slowly chip away at your self-esteem and sense of self-worth, leaving you stuck in a cycle of emotional manipulation. Over time, this emotional whiplash takes a serious toll on your mental health well. Force silent treatment. Instead of confronting the issue or expressing how they feel, narcissists refuse to speak or acknowledge the other person. It can be incredibly confusing and painful for the victim because it creates a sense of isolation. You are left wondering what you did wrong, which feeds into self-doubt and feeling invisible or unimportant. This tactic is often used to punish. The victim will get them to comply with a narcissist. The victim in a constant state of waiting, wondering when or if the narcissist will speak to them again. The longer the silence, more desperate the victim becomes for validation or reassurance. In this silence, the narcissist is saying, "I am in control here and you have to do what I want to get me to acknowledge you." It is a classic power play that can cause lasting emotional damage. Number 5, projection. Projection is a common tactic used to shift blame for their negative behaviors onto you. Instead of taking responsibility for their actions, they accuse you of doing what they are guilty of. For example, if they are being manipulative or lying, they might accuse you are being dishonest or sneaky. This tactic messes your head because it makes you question your actions and reality. It's like being handed a mirror where you are forced to see their flaws reflected in you, which can create confusion and self-doubt. Projection is a way for the narcissist to avoid feeling bad about themselves and instead jump their negative feelings onto someone else. The tricky part is that narcissists can be so convincing in their accusations that you might start believing them even if it's completely untrue. You are left defending yourself while they get away with their behavior without being questioned. Over time, this tactic can erode your self-esteem as you constantly try to prove you're not the person they say you are. Number 6. Finding forgetfulness. Narcissists often pretend to forget things they have said or done, like meaningful conversations or promises they made. It leaves you in a situation where you're left wondering if you misremember or overreacted. The narcissist might even act surprised when you bring up something important, subtly turning the tables to make you seem like you are the one with the problem. Narcissists use forgetfulness as a way to avoid accountability for their actions while making their victims question their sanity. This tactic creates doubt in your mind and can make you second guess your perceptions and memories. It's like a constant cycle of trying to hold on to the truth while they distort it. Over time, you might feel you can't trust yourself for your experiences. Narcissists intentionally do this using confusion to control. Forgetfulness is a way for narcissists to manipulate their victims into thinking they are the ones at fault, eroding their confidence and making them more compliant. Ultimately, it leaves you questioning everything, which is what they want. Last, number 7, spying or stalking. Spying and stalking is a frightening tactic narcissists use to maintain control over their victims. By monitoring their every move, they may track your phone, check your social media, or even follow you around without you knowing. This behavior is meant to make you feel paranoid and unsafe, creating a constant sense of dread about what they will do next. It's a way for them to assert dominance and keep you on edge. The narcissist needs to keep tabs on you to feel in control, using spying or stalking as a tool to manipulate your actions and emotions. The worst part is that this behavior can make you feel trapped, as if there is no way to escape their watchful eyes, even when you're not doing anything wrong. They twist it into something that justifies their control. It creates a toxic environment where you feel like you are being constantly judged and monitored. Narcissist spying can be an invasion of privacy meant to break down your autonomy, making you feel like you're always under their thumb. It's about instilling fear, not just to isolate you, but to maintain that is a psychological grip on your life. It leaves you uncertain and afraid to act freely. In conclusion, recognizing the psychological traps narcissists use. The first step in breaking free from their control, it's important to remember that you are not crazy and you don't have to stay stuck in their web. Once you spot these tactics, you can start setting boundaries and protecting yourself. It might take a time and a bit of courage, but you have to part to take back control of your life. Don't let anyone make you doubt your words or manipulate your reality. You deserve respect, clarity, and peace of mind. Remember these straps and stay strong, and remember you have got this. So if you liked my video and want to know more about human psychology, then don't lose this channel. Subscribe it now, and if you have experienced something like this, then please do share what you have with us in the comment section below.